Yo, what's up, everybody? Good morning. There we go. What is today? I don't know what the day is. That's okay. I don't know what the day is. Almost every day, I have no idea what the day is, the actual name of the day, the words that we use to identify or label the day. I don't know what that is. I've created a world that doesn't really matter so much. Now, I'm deadline based, results based, as we'll discuss in this video, but I don't really care. Monday through Sunday just doesn't matter to me in my world, and it has very little bearing on my world. My business is a broad international business, so we deal in time zones every day. I mean, we're moving the clock ahead, we're moving the clock backwards. Rarely am I dealing in my own time zone, let's say. So, that being said, whatever this day is, good day to you, fine sir and lady. Now, I want to talk about results-based training. What is results-based training? First, Jesus, breaking the studio here. The muscle magician. That's right. That's my bro, Ray. He's a recent guest on the Mike Dolce Show podcast. He is a licensed massage therapist with a knack for physical therapy. He has been integral, as have Thrine Spine and Sports Rehab, into rehabilitating my bum hip. My bum hip is no more bum. That's a issue, or not an issue, a topic I've covered on multiple Mike Dolce Show events. But I feel great right now. And big thanks to Ray and Joe and AJ over at Thrive. But anyway, repping the muscle magician today. Now, when we talk about results-based training, this is an area that a lot of people skip when they're developing their programs. And a lot of coaches and trainers don't even quantify as they're working with clients. They simply script down a template program, which is usually some sort of bro split. Let's say they're more strength and conditioning savvy. They understand the varied periodization table, but it's multiple weeks out. It's some form of linear periodization. Typically, most of the scripted template programs are 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 weeks in advance. And the coach basically charges you a little bit of money, a couple $100 probably, and says, here, do this. And here's a list of exercises: leg extensions, leg curls, Olympic squats, Smith machine, close stance, front squats, Bulgarian split squats, whatever. Now, that in and of itself isn't terrible. Kind of is, but we're not going to say it's terrible right now. The terrible part is getting to week 3, realizing that I just don't feel these exercises. I'm just not getting very strong at these exercises. I'm not getting a good pump using these exercises. I'm not in the groove. This exercise, it just doesn't work for me. The Smith machine has never, ever worked for me. There's not a single exercise I've ever done inside the Smith machine that felt good, that was comfortable, ever. Never, ever. And I've tried. I'll go back to it. A training partner, whatever, is going to do something, or I see some girl in the Smith machine that looks like she's really crushing some sort of leg movement. I'll go in, and doesn't do diddly for me. I scrap it immediately, because we're talking about results-based training. Now, with results-based training, this is a general paradigm. This is a mental perspective, more so than a scripted program. But this concept will help catapult you into future size and strength and lean gains. You intuitively know and can feel if the exercise is working or not. And fortunately, you get immediate feedback on that exercise based upon your performance. Everyone watching this right now should have a training journal. If you don't have a training journal, you are a noob. You are a noob. Every single one of you should have a training journal, and you just simply write down the date. I like to write down the gym that I'm training in because I train in different gyms, and the exercise. Simply, it can be in crayon, it can be in blood for all I care. I don't care as long as you record the metrics. If you measure it, you can improve it. Remember this famous quote: if you measure it, you can improve it. Excuse me. Now, everybody listening, give this video a thumbs up. Bang, 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 bang. A thumbs up, it lets me know you're there and it lets me know you care. And hopefully it lets YouTube know that you're engaged with this content. You appreciate this channel, and YouTube, with their algorithm genius, if you will start to promote us and get a larger audience so we can share this information. And you will be one of the first few, the early adopters to the Mike Dolce Show, the Dolce Diet channel. But now, results-based training. I'm not telling you to become an intuitive trainer. This is something that's very common in the fitness world, specifically the Instagram fitness world. Usually it's heralded by all the drug users, all the steroid users, all the PED users who respond to pretty much everything. Everything. You can take steroids, not exercise at all, and you will gain muscle and strength just by laying in bed. This is true. They've done studies on this. You should not do this. Don't do this. Do not do that. The majority of the content that I put out is dedicated towards the natural athlete, the non-drug assisted athlete. All the content I put out will dramatically help the drug assisted athlete, though. That's the beauty of what we do here. We focus on the non-drug assisted athlete, and we will help you expedite your gains, rapid gains, probably better gains than you would ever have by following our content. But if you're using PEDs, this same content will dramatically improve your gains also. So listen in. Results-based training is not intuitive training. You are using your journal, your training journal. You can get a little copybook, a little notebook. I don't care what it is. Get yourself a Trapper Keeper for those who know what that is. Don't do it in your silly phone. Don't do it in your phone. Later on, you can throw it into your phone. You can upload it into your phone later on. If you're a tech dude, fine. Piece of paper, a little notepad, and a book. So you can flip back and forth, toggle back and forth through your pages. It's important. Results-based training is simply analyzing the results from each workout, the results from workout to workout. Let's say I'm doing a moderate incline dumbbell press. Now, we have the traditional incline press, which is about a 45-degree angle. A high incline press would be approximately a 60-degree angle, or the moderate incline press, as I call it, would be below a 45-degree angle, somewhere probably closer to a 30-degree rise on the incline bench. I really like this exercise. I feel this exercise. When I go to a 45-degree incline press, my pec no longer fires efficiently. My front delts take over. This is an inefficient exercise for me. My weights drop. My weights drop because my anterior deltoid is trying to do all of the work by itself. And my pec, my upper pec, my chest battles. There's a battle that ensues. Leverage-wise, that doesn't make sense to me. All of this is noted in my little training journals. I can go back over the weeks and months and even years when I grab my other journals, and I can see my progress. I can see I have much greater progress in the moderate range than I do in the traditional range or the high range. Therefore, where is my time best spent? My time is best spent at the moderate incline range, where I can push 125 to 135s for sets of 6 to 10 reps, typically depending on my body weight and how I'm feeling on that particular, how I'm training into that cycle, what part of the cycle I'm at. If I go up a little bit to the traditional incline, my weights drop 105s to 115s for that same, 8 to 10 or so rep range. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. I don't get any real soreness. I typically feel like my neck is out the next day. But at the moderate range, I feel great. My chest is super sore. This is results-based training. You can analyze your results in real time. In real time, you should be aware of this. If the exercise doesn't work, I scrap it and move on. Sometimes, this is an aside, I will focus on some of these poor exercises as a special skills training day. Some days, multiple times during a training cycle, let's say 3 days per month, I will focus on specific weak areas that I am not good in. I'll drop the weight considerably. Let's say on that traditional incline, I'll drop down to maybe the 85-pound dumbbells instead of the 115s or so. So I'm dropping, 15, 30 pounds per side. And I'm training super strict, super slow, and really just trying to find the groove so I have no weak links in my movement chain. Again, results-based training is more of a paradigm. It's a mental perspective on your training. Do not waste your time banging away on certain exercises that you are not built for, you have poor leverage for, you have poor muscle insertions for. Do not waste your time. Spend the bulk of your time on high-yielding exercises. And sometimes it's just simply changing that angle. For me, it's changing that angle 15 degrees. 15 degrees, my chest pops. I feel it perfectly. Do not get stuck in what the bodybuilding magazine or your favorite Instagram celebrity said to do. You are the boss of your body. You are the boss of your training. You are in charge of your training. Remember, this is the mental side, results-based training. If you do not see results, you need to change immediately. Do not waste 2, 3, 4 weeks on a simple exercise that you're getting nothing out of. And here's another thing. Every time you touch that exercise, you must hit a PR. You must do more. I must do more this session than I did the last session of this same exercise. If not, I scrap that exercise and I move on to something else, something to target the same basic movement pattern, but a different exercise. I have plateaued. The movement has become inefficient. This way, every time I go to the gym, I hit a PR. I PR in all my exercises every time I go to the gym. If you are not hitting PRs, that means personal records, every single time you're in the gym, you're wasting your time in the gym. Results-based training. I want to see results every single time I walk into the gym. Otherwise, that is a wasted day. That is a failure. Do not credit yourself with simply showing up. If you are a novice who's never trained before, fine, that's great. Just getting there and moving is awesome. But if you are an alpha mentality, if you are trying to crush gains and push your body to the next level, you must insist upon hitting PRs every single time. Again, this is results-based training. Now, this video deserves a lot more thumbs up. So bang, bang, bang. Give the video a thumbs up if you appreciate this content. I appreciate you guys. And let me answer some of these questions. Dan Heller, what's up? Anelias, what's up, Dolce? Thanks for all the free content. Have a great weekend. It's a weekend already. Damn, son. Jason Montoya, Dolce in the house. What's up, Jason? Good to see you, coach. Andrew, Sir Dolce, you're the man. Spread your content and messages to everyone I can. What are your thoughts on smokeless tobacco? I am not a fan of smokeless tobacco, although nicotine has shown to have an ergogenic aid, which means it can improve performance in many areas. I've dabbled with this maybe about 10 or so years ago when I was working with a neurologist who was just kind of a fitness, super fitness dude, just became a buddy of mine down in Florida. And he was experimenting with patches, never smoked a cigarette. He was so like cancer, like freaked out by cancer, but he was but he was testing nicotine patches and like putting nicotine patches in your waistband essentially against the skin and just like the smallest possible dose. And then he would again track all of the data of his productivity, how many clients would he see, what his outcomes were, what his exercise was like, what his sex life was like, bowel movements. Like he was tracking everything. And there's good science that supports it. I'm not saying you should do it. And then his anecdotal experience vetted out the benefit of nicotine, not tobacco. Smokeless tobacco is garbage, and all the data I've seen shows it to be very harmful to human health. Sean Newley, Ansar. Yo, what's up, Ansar? Thoughts on whey concentrate versus isolate. Also about micellar casein, assuming it's all processed with proper integrity. Whey protein isolate kills the category. Whey protein isolate is the leader in the category, bar none. Whey protein isolate is the only whey protein that you or I or anyone should consume. Whey protein isolate is much more complete, it's much more bioavailable, and it's much more efficient at digestion. There is no reason to consume any other blend of whey protein. And some people say, well, the concentrate is slow to digest. Have a scoop of almond butter with your whey isolate. Bang, you're done. That's it. Whey protein isolate is more than 90% available. What does that mean? That means for every 100 grams of whey isolate you consume, over 90 grams of that 100 grams is available to you. The casein and concentrate is between 30 to 60 grams available, which means for every 100 grams you purchase and 100 grams you consume, you're only getting a net of 30 to 60 grams. What a waste of money. You can send me that money. I will gladly do something very good with it. Trust me. Mehmed, coach, any news from Henry Cejudo's team? Can it be a nice conversation on the podcast? I haven't reached out yet. I've been pretty busy around here. I'll reach out to them in a week or so. Hey, Mike, it's C2, 5K, a good place to start. Is ZOT, if you could rephrase that, I'm sorry, I don't understand it. Mehmet, any thoughts on SARMs? SARMs are what? Selective androgen receptor modulators. I believe I'm not a fan of those. I'm not a fan of SARMs. I'm not a fan of peptides. I know some people in the fitness community use those, sell those, support those. I do not. Why? Because the long-term studies simply are not there. There is a vast array of scientific evidence showing very severe negative downsides. Also, the quality of manufacturing is very suspicious and is not regulated appropriately. I would not ever take a SARM. I would not ever take a peptide, and I would never, ever, ever suggest that anyone out there do so unless these become regulated. That would be the first step, and I would give it a good 20 years or so of studies to see if these things even work. It's a scary world right now. David B, any word on the blueprint? David B, we actually had to update the software that we're using to deliver the blueprint. So I'm working on that right now for you. Hopefully, I will say not quite any day now, but within the next 2 weeks, definitely. Hopefully by July 1st, I'll set that for myself. Jorge, what's up, coach? I'm on 3 weeks of shredded, day 5, lost 4 pounds so far. My question is about salt. Are we to add a tad of salt to the Dolce egg scramble and or skinny sumo? Yes, salt. As long as you well tolerate salt and you have no medical restrictions, I love salt and add it to almost anything, everything. Jorge, also, can I take fiber on 3 weeks of shredded? I am normally a bit constipated. I would say so. I love fiber, and 3 weeks of shredded has a relatively high fiber intake. So fiber is excellent for you. My coach, yesterday I watched a video on YouTube. The guy was saying stretching will damage your muscle gains. What do you think about it, BS? Well, it depends on the time you're stretching and the type of stretching that you're doing. If you're performing static stretching, which is like what you see on like, youth football fields where you lean over, you touch your toes and you sit there for 30 seconds or so. Yeah, that is dramatically reducing your strength output, thereby your muscle gains. Now, if you're performing dynamic stretching, priming the muscle prior to resistance training or athletic competition, that is going to expedite and increase your gains. Jason, I use notes on my iPhone to track my workouts. Then I write it into a physical notebook. Jason, I do the opposite. I write it in the physical notebook in the gym, and then I'll upload it into my software later on that day or week. Lima, Mike, I'm down to 158 pounds today, and I'm looking good and feeling great, man. Goal is 152, thinking maybe I'll drop to 150, 148. Would that be healthy? 5'8", 35 years old. Lima, it's hard for me to say without ever having seen you. What's your lean mass ratio? How much muscle you're holding? What's your health history? But it sounds like you say that you're looking good and you're feeling great. That is really good data. So it sounds like you are on the right path. Congratulations to you, Lima. Jay, good morning, Mike. DOLCE diet against keto. I'm tired of hearing about keto. A challenge side by side? Jay, I'm in. We've already beat keto. We beat keto 1,000,000 times. The DOLCE diet's been around for over 20 years. Keto's only been around for, well, the keto comes and goes in these 3-year cycles. Every 10 or so years, keto will pop up a little bit by all the weak-minded people out there that need some sort of secret bullet, and all the fraud fitness professionals will get behind it and fan the flame of keto, and then it dies out because it's not result oriented, it's not sustainable, and it's not really good for you, and it's not an enjoyable lifestyle. Most people who jumped on keto, think about everyone you know who jumped on keto last year or the year before, they're not doing keto anymore. Why not? If it was such a great nutrition plan, why isn't everybody doing it? Because it sucks. 2 years ago, or a year and a half or so ago, I believe, I did a video called Keto is Dead. Go watch that video. And we talk about the 36-month arc of keto and all fad diets. It's a fad diet. But I will debate anyone in the keto world, anyone in any of these world. I'm happy to have the conversation. It's funny, but none of them talk to me. None of them want to talk to me because they know I blow them out of the water. Adam, hey, Uncle Mike, I've just started running regularly and just wondering how long before running should I eat, and what snack or meal would you recommend? Only short to medium distance, such as 3 to 5 miles. Really depends on you. I like anywhere, personally, if I'm going for longer runs, I like to eat about 90 minutes or so beforehand. And I like something that's a little slower to digest and carb dense, like oatmeal and chia seeds and hemp seeds and some fresh fruit, raw honey mixed in there. That works really well for me and a lot of the people I work with. Mehmed, book of the week. Yes, read The Blue Zones. The Blue Zones by Dan Buettner, Buettner, sitting on my desk right now. Blue Zones, great book. You'll see how these blue zone territories, which are from the people who've lived the longest, and that's kind of on the cover of the book. Blue zone territories are communities of people around the world for centuries, have lived longer than every other member of the species. Why do these pockets of humanity live so much longer and have such low incidence of disease? It's because of their lifestyle and the foods that they eat. And what you'll find is all these blue zone territories eat almost identical to the DOLCE diet. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? No, that's just facts. It's just science. Hey, Coach, what's up, Chad? Larry Crone, you're the best, brother. Larry, I appreciate you. Mehmed, your advice for 21-year-old guys: start investing right now. Investing, compound interest. If you have access to a Roth IRA, I would start investing right now at the maximum. Right now, I would drip in dollar cost averaging. If I'm 21 years old, holy shit. If I started this at 21 years old, I'd be worth about $50 million right now in my 401k alone. I wish I had started. I started just a little bit later. But if you are investing in a Roth IRA, which is a tax-exempt vehicle for retirement, you will be absolutely crushing it. I am not an investment advisor. I'm just giving you brotherly advice here. I would start investing dollar cost averaging every single paycheck into my long-term retirement. I would be saving every possible dollar I could and growing that in the highest yielding interest-bearing account that you can. Here in the United States, you can get between 2 to 3%. I would be looking at the stock market. I would be looking at the bond market, very simply, without getting too crazy into investment strategies. And there are many strategies out there, right? But if you've been doing that, and if you do that, if you're 21 years old, I wouldn't even look at the stock market. I wouldn't even care what the Dow or the S&P is doing. I would just simply be dollar cost averaging, investing on the way up, investing on the way down. In a very short period of time, you will be a very wealthy person. a very wealthy person able to retire long before your peers. And what I would do is I would run that as a retirement vehicle. I would also run that as a personal investment vehicle at your young age, knowing I'm not going to touch it until my late 30s, early 40s. You could probably be retired, fully funded in your mid 30s or so, and have the exact life that you want to live. I would also be looking into real estate investments. I would be trying to buy my first property for cash and all properties thereafter. That's what I would do if I'm you. That's if I was 21 years old. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My goodness. I can make you 100 millionaire in a pretty short period of time. I guarantee that. But I'm not an investment provider, professional, yada, yada. So whatever legalese out there, don't listen to my advice. All right. I'm just making shit up. How's that sound? Go Jew. If I can't train with intensity heavyweights because of pain in my joints and some shoulder problems, can I still buy and follow the 3 weeks shredded plan and 3 results? Code you 100% you can. Number one, I will say only do so under the supervision of your doctor. Sounds like you have some health issues you need to correct. But 3 weeks of shredded is effective because of the nutrition, not because of the training. 90+% of your health and fitness and lean mass success is because of your nutrition, not because of your training. Nutrition is everything. If you simply go to the DOLCEdiet.com right now, you sign up for the 4-week, 3 weeks to shredded personalized program. And if you only follow the nutrition plan, you will dramatically change your body in a rapid period of time. I'm down over 16 pounds in 11 days following the exact same program on 3 weeks to shredded. I have people in our system right now, our private Facebook group, who are even beating me. They're down over 16 pounds in their first 10 days following 3 weeks to shredded. How crazy is that? You could be down 15, 20, 25 pounds in 3 weeks of non-functional, non-usable, not sexy body weight while still looking better, feeling better, performing better, and sustaining that lean muscle tissue that you have. So, Kojo, I would strongly suggest you go to the DOLCEdiet.com and start the 3 weeks of shredded program right now. Use my personal promo code DOLCETUBE, all one word, and save 10% on the purchase. Larry says, is low heart rate jogging okay on 3 weeks of shredded? Low heart rate jogging is ideal on 3 weeks of shredded. This is very much aligned with what I talk about, which is LIST, low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity. I prefer to do this while fasted, which is in the absence of insulin. This is ideal. If I could only do one form of exercise, guys and gals, it would be long distance walking or very low intensity jogging at moderate distances. Larry, good for you, brother. When did you say the blueprint will start? Chad, we had so many people sign up for the blueprint. We actually had to find a new software provider to disseminate this information for you guys. At first, it was just going to be me personally sending out a few emails. And lo and behold, we were overwhelmed with the response. We outgrew the individual capacity from a time perspective for me to personally send these out. So now what we're doing is we have a new software provider that we're testing out right now. We can send these emails out. I will oversee everything and I will read every one of the replies that come through, but this will help me automate the responses in that the blueprint's a little bit different, and I don't want to give too much. But when you do go to the Dolce or go to blueprint at thedolcediet.com, you say, hey, I want to join. You get put into my bucket, my personal bucket. You guys become my A team because I'm going to be dealing directly with you. Everything I wrote over that 21-day program is awesome, but I give you homework based upon your replies to the homework, what your goals are, what you're trying to do, what you failed at, or what you found most challenging. You will get a different action step the next day. And that comes from me. I'm the one who dictates that. So having that ability, that can be very time invasive. So that's what's coming to you. Sean, how does it feel to be uglier and less awesome than your dashing younger cousin? Must be hard to live with. It is the cross that I've had to bear for all so many years. But I can say that I have a much better shaped head. So me having a shaved head looks awesome, where my not handsome though, not handsome, just like slightly not ugly cousin has a really odd shaped head. So the eventuality when he does lose his hair that he prizes so much, when he loses his hair, that's going to tilt really quick, and all of a sudden he'll be ostracized from society. His girlfriend slash fiance slash wife at that time, who knows, will probably leave him for sure. and I'm sure get fired from his jobs, will lose all of his clients, and will live a life of was it Desperatu? Is that the proper name? We'll live a life much like that. So, I'm looking up. My life is looking up. That's all I gotta say. His life, on the other hand, not so much. How about PNF stretches and dynamic stretches, which has a better effect on flexibility and helps muscle gain? My man, love it. Fight Chicks, what's up, brother? Mike, thoughts on lifting heavy versus kettlebell bodyweight work for jiu-jitsu? I'm finding that the lifting heavy for me is keeping me off the mats, flaring up lower back. I don't disagree with that. I like that a little more active athletic style of training. I would put in at least one absolute strength exercise, though, every 5 to 7 days. Having a deadlift, having a clean. I'm not a fan of cleans though. Having a some sort of squat variant, a Zercher squat maybe. I would put a little bit of absolute strength training in there too. That's hard to get with the kettlebells. Devin Hall, hey coach, what is your opinion on the Gracie diet? I'm friends with the Gracies. I've trained with the Gracies. Renzo Gracie is my master, my professor in the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm blessed to have started my training under Renzo and only trained under Renzo back since 2002, I believe, is when I started training in New York City under Renzo. I'm friends with Henner and Huron Gracie and Daniel and Igor and Gregor. Quite a few of the Gracies have been absolutely amazing friends through my life and career, and they all have different opinions on the Gracie diet themselves. The Gracie diet, I love the fact that the Gracie diet only discusses whole foods and real foods, and that right there is 80% of the battle. So that right there is a huge high five. Where I do disagree with the Gracie diet is in the food combinations or the lack thereof. The food combinations on the Gracie diet are not what I believe to be optimal. As you'll see with the DOLCE diet, a side-by-side comparison, first principle of the DOLCE diet is eat real food. Gracie diet, very similar. Then the food combinations and quantity changes a little bit. And if you can look at the specific body types, let's say of the typical Gracie or of me per se, you can see that there's a different goal, a different subset of goal. Again, not to overuse the term, but it's a different goal and approach. I like to see more nutrient options specifically combined in a given meal. But out of the gate, if you're following the Gracie diet, you're going to be a really healthy, fit person. I will absolutely say that. But I do believe that more protein needs to be bumped up, more essential fats need to be bumped up. Excuse me. I'm enlightened. I wish there was a 3 weeks to shredded where you gain weight. That is the squats and steak program. The squats and steak program I've been talking about for a while. That will be out late summer, early fall, so you can make all them gains. How to gain 20 pounds of muscle and add 200 pounds to your back squat in 12 weeks. That is the squats and steak program, and it's written for natural athletes. Hawk, what's up, Hawk? Good to see you. This isn't Twitch LOL jokes. Good to see you streaming again. Right on. The lighting is a little bit better today, right? Just a little bit better. Trains outside, which I love. I love being in the center of town. Hey, Dolce, I'd like to know how to do what I eat. Very healthy diet, similar to the one in your plan, but the weight is coming off very slow. I'm doing HIIT and full body weightlifting. Any tips? Chad or JH, you said you're eating a diet similar, but not exactly mine. I would strongly suggest you take 4 weeks and go to the DOLCEdiet.com and follow our specific diet. That's probably why it's coming off, but it's coming off a little slow. Let's expedite you. Remember, results-based training, the mantra of this video, results-based training. You are not getting the results that you want. You're not getting the results that are likened to your output, the intensity that you're putting into your lifestyle. Go to the DOLCEdiet.com and start the 3 weeks of shredded program. Expedite your progress. The 3 weeks to shredded program is proven. It is proven at the world-class level, trusted by the world's greatest athletes, Hollywood celebrities, leaders of industry, heads of state, and that is the truth of it. This is the most successful, healthy weight loss program ever devised with a 100% success rate while working with world-class athletes competing in weight class-dominated sports. Why would you not go to the DOLCEdiet.com and get started? I'm down 16 pounds in 11 days. Crushing it. And my before picture looked like most people's after picture. Not to be a humble bragging D-bag, but that's the truth. I started looking really good and really confident and feeling great and performing at high levels. I'm getting in phenomenal shape in a short period of time. Go to the DOLCEdiet.com, use promo code DOLCE to get started. Fight Chicks, have you checked out monk fruit? Yeah, I actually I haven't used it, but I'm learning more about it. I'm not a fan of a lot of the sweeteners, but I'll do a video on that actually, Jake, soon. Mike Sullivan, Blood Teth coming soon. Hawk, so I'm going to be in San Diego in September. If I wanted to do some training with you there, what sort of price? I'm not in San Diego, Hawk. I'm in New Jersey, my man, New Jersey. And if you guys want to come and train with me in New Jersey, let's get down. Let's do it. Let's do it. Just shoot an email to support@thedolcediet.com. I'm running long on time, guys. I do have to jump off right now. I appreciate you being here. Remember, thumbs up, bang, 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 bang. Leave a thumbs up for this video. It lets me know you're out there. It lets me know you appreciate the content. I appreciate you guys being here. And hopefully it lets YouTube know that you enjoy this content. Also, say they will start to promote our channel just a little bit more, and you will be one of the early adopters who help this channel grow. And I appreciate you guys. I will be back on again. Go to the Mike Dolce Show podcast on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Spotify, on Google Play. We have lots of great content on there that isn't on the YouTube channel. And now we're just trying to back and forth. This Mike Dolce Show is getting so popular. We're going to keep coming back. These live shows almost every day, Monday through Friday, is going to be the goal. Probably Saturday and Sunday too, because I forget the days half the time. But we're going to get at least 3, if not 5, of these live Mike Dolce Show YouTube episodes out there for you guys, and we'll keep growing from here. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. And until next time, boom.